The old graveyard at Tullibody's Auld Kirk has numerous gravestones of note. In all, there are around 400 headstones and burial sites. This memorial is for John Patterson and his wife, Jane Campbell, who were once proprietors of the Tullibody Mansion, Bingle Bray. The house had been built by Alexander Patterson of the local tannery works in 1834, but it was demolished in the mid-1960s. John Patterson had been involved in the smaller bone dust or bone meal industry while the tannery was mothballed, and he died on 4th April 1888. The tannery works owner, Alexander Patterson, has a memorial in the Auld Kirk, and it's the only one still legible within its footprint. He died on 31st December 1866 and bequeathed £200 to the Tullibody Poor Fund. His legacy came to an end in 2001 when the tannery was demolished to make way for new housing. Inside the ruins of the Auld Kirk is an ornate 17th century monument to local laird George Abercrombie of Tullibody, set with Corinthian columns and a pediment decorated with his coat of arms. He died in 1699, with the cemetery surrounding it becoming the burial place of the Abercrombie family over the next few centuries. On the south wall was a memorial tablet to Robert Anderson, a successful merchant at Sanlúcar, Spain, who had been born in Tullibody. He died in 1712 and, in his will, bequeathed £50 to the poor of Tullibody and another £50 to the poor of Alloa. The monument was erected by his nephew, Richard Mayne, who inherited his estate. Most of the memorials in the kirk are no longer there or no longer legible, ravaged by the elements. For more information on the history of Tullibody Auld Kirk, I've put a link to the video at the end. Among the old tombstones of note in the graveyard is the stone coffin near the church. In local legend, it's supposed to be the grave of Martha Wishart, the Meyerton maid, who fell pregnant to local priest Peter Beaton. He subsequently abandoned her, and she died around 1449 before giving birth to their child. On her deathbed, she said she wanted her coffin close to the entrance of the church, as a reminder to him of what he'd done to her. The stone is the oldest in the graveyard and probably predates this period. In 1758, a stone wall was built around the kirkyard at a cost of just over £35. The coping stones were added in 1760. These are memorials to the Wingates. The one on the left is for William Wingate, who died at the age of 92, and his family. And the tablet is a memorial to Alexander Wingate, a bookseller and postmaster in Alloa, who died aged 32. It was erected by some of his friends. Another grave of note is that of William Aikman, the baker who taught Robert Dick, baker and renowned botanist and geologist, his trade when he was a youngster. Dick went on to make his mark in Thurso in Caithness, dying there in 1866. Aikman died on 20th August 1877, aged 91, according to the headstone. His death certificate, however, states he was 90. Although this is the grave of James Moyer, a gardener at Menstrie and his heirs, the marker for him and his family is clearly more modern. This is the grave of the wife of Minister of the Free Church in Tullibody, the Reverend Andrew Thom. He preached at the Free Church from 1875 until his death on 11th February 1928, aged 87. He is buried in Logie Cemetery. Magnus Simpson, the son of noted Edinburgh obstetrician Sir James Young Simpson, is buried in the graveyard. He saw the area before he died, and it was his wish to be buried at Tullibody. Following his death on 11th November 1884, the 32-year-old was initially interred at the family vault in Edinburgh, before being reinterred here. These graves belong to the Knox family, the brewers at nearby Cambus. Robert Knox had begun the business in 1786, moving to new premises at Cambus in 1806, where it flourished for many years. In the early 1950s, the direct link to the Knox family ended when Thomas Knox died, and the brewery ceased production soon after. Many other family members, including wives and children, are also interred here. The headstones had fallen over, but have since been restored. Some of the graves only have initials or dates on them, while others have the number of layers marked. Many of the 17th and 18th century graves are very ornate, with memento mori and imagery of death and immortality. Some of the graves also have symbols for what the person did in life. The cemetery is open to the public all year round. If you enjoyed this episode of Scotland's History, please like, comment and subscribe. Until next time, thank you for watching.